everybody, I'm Judy and I'm addicted to puzzles. Today we are celebrating my channel hitting 5,000 subscribers. On July 10th, I hit 5,000 subscribers. I was super excited because I've been working on my channel for years. So this was a huge milestone for me. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, watched my videos, shared my videos. Just thank you for watching. I appreciate it so very much. So today we're going to look at this beautiful, magnificent 5,000 piece puzzle by Ravensburger. It's called Artistic Mickey. It's 5,000 pieces, like I said. And I had actually started this puzzle in May, long before, a couple months before I hit my 5,000 subscriber mark. Vicky over at Vicky Makes and Builds was also building it. So I was like, well, it'd be fun to see if I can catch up to her. But instead of actually finishing it, we had the battle going on, school was getting out. And so I covered it up to do some smaller puzzles over the summer. This is already taped, so because I'm going to hang it on my wall. But let me just show you a little bit. It has not all the Disney characters, but it has a lot of the Disney characters. And then you have Mickey down here, who's painting all of his counterparts. So it's really cool. But one thing I noticed is Mickey isn't in his own painting. So I was like, Mickey, you should have put yourself in the painting. So super beautiful puzzle. It was pretty challenging. I'm not gonna say it was so easy. It was pretty challenging. And I do have some stories to tell. So I started this puzzle in May, and I figured it'd take me a few weeks, but then I stopped working on it. But when I was working on it for the couple of weeks I had actually worked on it, I had sorted some pieces. There's a lot of Dalmatians at the bottom, so there was a lot of white. I had sorted out the frame pieces and put them in a box. I had also sorted the background in some sorting trays, and I had sorted the faces in some sorting trays. And some of the brighter colors I put in sorting trays. And I put them in the little puzzle piece sorting trays. So that was in May. I had done a lot of the Disney princesses, and I had started a lot of the browns. And then I had these 4 trays. So I had the background pieces, more background pieces, the color pieces, and all the face pieces. Okay. So covered the puzzle up, put it away. I did the Disney Castle series. I did some other puzzles by Jamendo that were really challenging. So this puzzle kind of just got left on my table, covered up. When I revisited the puzzle, I think it might have been actually July 10th when I hit my 5,000 subscriber mark. I was like, okay, I'm going to finish this puzzle because I needed to get this video out. I am definitely late on posting this video because over the summer, I actually didn't record any videos. It's kind of weird because I'm like, okay, people are home, so I'm not going to record because I don't want anybody to hear me. And really, in actuality, it was just my 13-year-old son that was home, and he literally doesn't care what I'm doing. We'll go back to July now. I had a box full of the rest of the pieces that I hadn't sorted. So at this point, I had the Dalmatians sorted in the frames in a puzzle box, an actual box. And then I had the background and the puzzle-shaped pieces on the top little sorting tray. And then underneath that, I had the other pieces. So I'm digging through the box and I'm putting more of the browns together, which I feel like the browns might have been the hardest part of this whole puzzle. If you want, that was just how I felt. The browns were pretty tough. And that was a lot of them. So I'm digging through the box and I'm finding more browns and finding more frames and finding more Dalmatians. But what I wasn't finding was like the face pieces. I wasn't finding a lot of the brighter colored pieces. And this went on for more than a week. And I'm looking through the box. At this point, there's not that many pieces in the box left because I had the Dalmatians, the frames. And I'm like, why can't I find like Dopey's face or Cinderella's face or the rest of Snow White? I was completely like just bamboozled. I'm like, where are these pieces? So I kept going through the box. I'd flip them over. And I was just like, I don't know. So it was really slow progress because I was really just working on browns. And then I'm like, well, maybe I'll do some of the background. But I was really confused at why I wasn't finding these pieces. So one day I just picked up, I had the sorting trays literally right in front of my face. They were right here. And my puzzle box was right here on the chair. So these were literally in front of my face. So I don't know why. I picked up the sorting tray and there were pieces underneath it. And I'm like, oh. I picked it up again. There were my color pieces. There were my faces. And I'm like, I completely forgot over just those 2 months that I actually sorted, which I don't usually do, out some of the pieces. And I was like, oh. So after I finally found these pieces, I finished the puzzle 3 days later. So not finding these pieces had me super stumped. I was taking way too long. But after I found them, yeah, just a few days later, I had finished the puzzle. So that was craziness number 1. When I did find the pieces, I was holding the trays and somehow I had these 2 off and I went to pick this one up and my hand slipped and all the pieces that were colored in this tray flew all over the floor. So picked them all up. I mean, they flew all over the floor and I'm just like, okay, at least I have them. But I think I found them all. But in the end, I was actually missing 1 piece. It was up here by Dumbo. So I took, and it was a frame piece of the actual frame, the frame around Dumbo, not the border. So I don't think I lost it when I dumped the pieces out because there were no frames in there. I had the frames in a separate box. I bought this puzzle in March of 2022. I know Ravensburger has a strict policy because they change out their dies so often. So I went ahead and scanned the poster and then printed out a few different copies with different color kind of, and had the Adobe Photoshop set to actual size, and I managed to print that area fairly close to what it looks like on the puzzle. Like if I'm looking at it right here, I can tell, the pieces there because I created it. But I think all in all, it actually turned out pretty good. Not as good if you follow Rick's puzzles. It's Rick's Nifty Puzzles. He had a piece missing on one of his puzzles, and he like painted it and he added stuff to the surrounding pieces, like little flowers, and it turned out you couldn't even tell like at all. It was the most impressive piece I've ever seen someone make from scratch. Mine doesn't look that fabulous, but I think in the scheme of 5,000 pieces with it off to the side, I had my older son come in, Lane, and he couldn't tell. My husband couldn't tell. And my 13-year-old couldn't tell. So I think I did pretty good. So after I got that taken care of, yeah, I have a complete puzzle. And I'm definitely going to hang it. I have a spot in my bedroom that is exactly perfect for this puzzle. The other issue I had with this puzzle is I had an alignment issue. The board I put the puzzle on is a 40-inch by 60-inch foam core board, and the puzzle itself is 40 by 60 inches. So I was like, it'll fit perfect. I had the frame done, and I had the princesses. all this was kind of going on around the same time when I was looking for the colored pieces and the head pieces, right? I had some of Mickey done. I had like Pluto going on. A lot of this was filled in, but I didn't have like, it was crooked on my board, and it was like Mickey's hand. I could tell where it was supposed to connect, but it was overlapping by like 2 or 3 pieces. And then Minnie Mouse, she connects by, the Donald's nephews, and I could tell there was a piece in her bow that was supposed to connect to right above one of the nephews. So, but it wasn't connecting. Like there was a 2 or 3 piece gap, and I couldn't figure it out. Like I couldn't figure it out at all. So I had the Mickey wasn't lining up between Minnie and the nephews, and also by Pluto. It just was not lining up. It was the borders were falling off my board. It was crooked, and I kept trying to like manipulate a little bit, but the pieces would like cave a little bit, and I could not figure it out for anything for a couple weeks. That could be one of the reasons why I just went ahead and covered it up, because I was getting nowhere with this puzzle. So when I revisited it in July, I was spent a long time trying to figure out where I messed up, because for Ravensburger to mess up, I mean, that's pretty rare, especially with a whole alignment issue. I think they would have caught that in manufacturing. So I was trying to figure out where I messed up. Finally, after looking at the border, like I went through the border meticulously trying to figure out if I just misplaced a piece in the border, transposed a couple pieces. But the borders were fine, and you could tell because there's brick, all the lines lined up. So come to find out, on the seam, because the seam, fits, the pieces fit across the seams. It's like that with any big Ravensburger puzzle, because there's basically 4 quadrants. They repeat. The pieces repeat. So on the seam part, they repeat, and they fit in multiple spots. So on the part where Mickey's painting is, I actually had Pocahontas, and where the princesses are. There were 4 pieces that I had, they were shifted over by 4. So once I fixed that, I moved them over. Like Pocahontas's head was not even on her body, and I don't know how I completely messed that up, but I did. So once I put her in the place, everything lined up perfectly. And it was a short time after that where I found the pieces in my puzzle trays. And then I was able to get the puzzle finished, rather quick. So that was the other issue I had going on here. Yeah, a lot of just things, things happen. Maybe I wasn't in the right headspace at the point, but this side of the puzzle was fitting perfectly. This side of the puzzle was not. And then at the end, I had a piece over here by one of the dwarfs. And one of the last pieces I had, it obviously didn't go there. So I had a piece up here in Beauty and the Beast that fit perfectly, and the colors matched close enough to where I put the wrong piece in up here by Beauty and the Beast that actually went down there by the dwarf. So a few issues for sure with this puzzle. But would I do it again? Yes, absolutely. I mean, obviously not right away, but in a few years, I would do it again. Beautiful puzzle, for sure. I did a pickup challenge with it, and I'm actually going to add those. They're kind of very bloopers. Like, you had to have your arm stretched, which now looking, it doesn't even seem that big. But when I was sitting on, standing over it, my arms were like here. So, That's weird. Anyway, so I have some bloopers that I'll put at the end of this, and I also have the time lapse. When I was time lapsing, because I was going so slow with the browns because I couldn't find those other pieces, I actually didn't time lapse everything. And a couple of days my computer wouldn't even turn on. And I don't know if it's because the room was hot. Maybe I didn't charge it. I have no idea. So you'll see like a little bit done, and then, in the next like little bit, you'll see that there's more done without time lapse. This puzzle, Ravensburger, the quality on the bigger puzzles sometimes isn't quite as great as the smaller puzzles. There were some pieces that were bent. There were some pieces where the layers were kind of flipped up, so I just put some glue in there. Yeah, a little bit of glue helps tremendously on some of these bigger puzzles. But I was able to get it picked up. So, I mean, the quality, before it was taped and everything, it was really good. And I had to put it on the floor, obviously, because I'm not tall enough to like put it back on the table. I did that with the 3,000 piece Karen puzzles puzzle, and it was I definitely needed to be taller. So when I went to do the pickup on this puzzle, I had the puzzle in the kitchen because we have a pretty big open space, and my dogs were completely sleeping like babies. As soon as I put the puzzle on the floor, I moved some chairs, and here they come running in. They had to sit on the puzzle, and then Maggie, my smaller basset hound, she dug up the corner of the puzzle, and I'm like it was dirt or something. I'm like, why are you digging it? She didn't do like damage to it or anything. She just lifted up the pieces and I put them back. It was fine. I did way more damage on the put downs when I was picking it up than she did. But I was like, why are you digging at it? It was funny. Maggie, I don't know. And then they wanted to lay on it, and I was like, okay, shoo, I have to finish. So let me show you this one more time. Yes. And I've had this puzzle for quite a while, a year and a half. So I'm super glad and happy that I finally put it together, because it's going to look absolutely amazing on my wall. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I do post a lot of pictures. There's close-ups of this puzzle on Instagram and Facebook. So definitely give them a check out. My Instagram and Facebook is Addicted to Puzzles, just like my YouTube. So some of the things I have coming up, I will be doing a puzzle haul. I haven't bought a lot of puzzles this summer. I'm trying to not quite buy as many puzzles as I have in the past couple of years. The last time I did a puzzle count, I think I was right around 350, and I did do a count of my puzzles recently, and we'll just say it's quite a bit more than the 350 that I had. But I will be announcing that number when I do my puzzle haul. And once again, thank you so much for helping me get to 5,000 subscribers. I'm really around the corner from 6,000 right now. And when I hit 6,000, I'm probably not going to do a 6,000 piece puzzle. I actually want to start the 40,000 piece Mickey through the years. I've been saying I'm going to start it probably for 2 months now. So I'm definitely going to be starting it. And that's the one that I will work on until I start Halloween puzzles, probably. I may or may not be going back to work also. So if I go back to work full time again, then my puzzling won't be quite as extravagant as it has been for the past 6 months. But it'll, I'll still be able to get puzzles done and make videos. Please subscribe. If you want notifications, hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and happy puzzling to all of you. Bye now. See you in the next video.